Okay, water signs. Here is your spirituality reading for the next while, or however long you need it. I'm going to get into things here. I brought out the big guns, the Isis deck. Yeah, heavy, deep energies. We're going to try and get into some of this. Okay, so far so good. First card for water signs, that is Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. The Lunar Queen, she of the Celestial Crescent. The Moon Queen. I always attribute the moon to emotions, being caught up in it, illusions, being caught up in that as well. So this may all be running rampant in your spiritual area. Next card. Life Restored, Priestess of the Phoenix. Wouldn't you know? I've not seen this one very often. Life Restored. Give me a moment. Rising the Phoenix, right? There is a new way of dealing with our emotional center, and also that which is illusory around us. Whatever the illusions are that we are having a hard time seeing through, we are going to discover new ways to deal with this in the future, is what I'm getting. Maybe in the process of that unfolding at this moment, is what I'm getting. Okay, next card. This is also, this beetle, I think that's the dung beetle, is also a sign of luck and good fortune coming. So there's that. Not only because our perception is going to change and mutate to bring us to make us more active part of that, to get rid of the illusions that may be holding us back. Okay. Divine Destiny, Path of the Divine Warrior. Okay. Water signs, we are on our destiny path here. There is something that is destined here for you to discover. Maybe in different ways here. This way. Yeah, I feel like we are hearing instinct. We are feeling it more than hearing it, because we're still in illusion. The moon is what started this whole energy. We are in illusion of what it is that we are in the path of. We do feel a force, like, okay, something's going to happen. Something's going to happen here. It's like we're looking everywhere for the answer and we can't seem to find it. In the looking, we get lost, is what they said. There's a new way that the universe wants you to develop here. It wants you to utilize your spiritual realms. They are opening a door for you to walk into new perceptions, new utilities, new everything. Frequencies, right? This is all stuff that is being unloaded on the water signs. They're feeling it. And the sense is we don't know what to do with all of that feeling, right? But this will be uncovered for you as time goes on, I feel. Okay. On top of the the Lunar Queen, Celestial Crescent. Give me a minute here. There's something they want me to say. Yeah, they're gaining power over our emotions. We may have, right, water sign, that's our element. We may have let our emotions run the show here. We may be learning how to balance that more to a degree we don't get thrown off course. Okay, on top of that, we get the Four of Earth. Give me a moment here. Yeah, it's interesting because what they're saying here in this card, let me move this over a little bit, is that, this card is a very earthy energy, very connected, grounded energy, though this person is trying to hold something up. And what they're saying is that we are trying to hold kind of the old way of being, right? Because this is the new way that wants to burst forward and restore you. But we are holding up an old way that is tattered and worn. Give me a minute to tap into that. It's about the illusions. Like we want the illusion of the past. It's kind of like red pill, yellow, whatever, red pill, blue pill. It's like we took the pill, but now we want to go back the way things were. Um, or we took the pill and we need to let things crumble, the old way crumble, right? That's the phoenix that's rising here. We need to come to ash all those things that didn't work for us spiritually, right? This is what they're showing me. So it's getting tiring using our old ways of doing things because we are not, there's blood breaking out all over in areas, showing the stress and the strain it is causing to hang on to the old way of being. Now, again, the middle of the path here is life being restored in this energy of like the phoenix. On top of that, we get the body mind, the air, the 11 of air. Well, there's a lot going on here. Wow. Okay. They're making me see so much detail here that there's so many levels to things I can't even. But first and foremost, they're showing me the difference between here and here. Here we are connected to our mind, right? Here we are connected to our heart, runs the show. This is, I think the old way is to use our mind, or how you say, without heart involved at all. Or we have learned this pattern, right? This is a wrong pattern, but we've learned this to be congruent with where we were at in the past, right? This is that old way that they want it to crumble. This is what's causing us pain, is the fact that we're using our mental capacity here in a mindset, a logical way, not taking our heart into account. This is creating pain. I'll leave it there. They're going, leave it there. We'll carry on. Okay, so divine destiny. There is a path that's trying to unfold here. There's a great warrior that they want the water signs to walk into this fight for their life to be restored. What do we get there? Wow. We get the 9 of air. Now give me moments. There's the truth here that needs to be seen or acknowledged, right? This may be part of the path. This may be part of, there's an illusion here, a truth here, do not want to face. Has to do with our mind and our heart and how we utilize that. In the past, the sense here is that we utilized our mind and we went forward from that quite hastily. We do not take our heart into account. This is just not what is done. Even though we are earth sign, even though we are water signs, should come naturally. We have blocked this out. Okay, this is what I'm getting. This is learned behavior. It's not precise and correct behavior, but is learned that this pays off in some kind of way. This is what needs to be restored. This is what needs to burn to ashes and be replenished. So in other words, we need to not just come from our mind on decisions that we make in a spiritual way or a physical way, any way. We're coming from logic and we're just being heartless about things. We can have a tendency to be more and more heartless as this goes down the line and develops. Now, notice how small, right? How small this guy is, and coming from his heart, he gets the same power, if not more, because he's utilizing the 2 instead of 1 area, and he still makes the same effect. Now, they were showing me like these geometry here, like the honeycomb, right? And what do? We work hard to establish that honeycomb so that we can, go through the whole process of making honey, Now, honey is the result, right? So they're saying in our life, the results will be better, right? More savory if we use our heart along with our mind. It's just one step deeper. This is what we're asking you to do. Now, there's a great truth here that needs to be revealed. It will be repattern. There's a repatterning that has to happen because the old way we were working, man, this is deep. Man, this is deep. The old way we were working in illusion, in realms, between realms, we really weren't dealing with our life. We might have been dealing with our fantasies. We might have been, how do you express that? Things that just don't translate to the physical realm. We're in our head a lot, but we weren't in our heart, in our head, and we were just in our mind going over things. Like, a lot here is being missed, is what I get. The truth of your reality has to be dealt with here. I feel like there's a new life, new energy. There's new flow and abundance that wants to come forth. This lotus has got a lot of energy coming from it to bring her around, right? And these little rainbow repatterning of mind, cell, body, everything has to be relinked. We're going, we learn to develop emotionally. They're kind of really relaying everything back to the emotional center, though it is not just in that way that we're patterned wrong. But we have learned a certain way to deal with people, life in general, that has created great pain and suffering for us. Universe trying to unload that patterning and introduce you to new. Where does it come from? It comes from our heart, first of all. We have to, instead of being 100% in the office, we have to be 100% in our zen, and we have to also be in our heart. That really brings you right down to your heart as well. There's great wealth of knowledge that comes from that, and this knowledge can be shared with others, but there's a resistance to, one, tap into it, period, and share any progress, right? Because we're blocking all that out inadvertently just because we're not tapping in. Okay, but there's a path here that is going to unload, an ascension path, things that are going to develop here beyond your control of it, whether you want to or not. As we go into the holding up of the old system here, what do we got? Success. Well, give me a moment. I'm going to pull another card because that's kind of just waiting for a new card here. On top of the body-mind complex, again, the phoenix rising here. We have the grove, yeah, and that's about healing. So this is part of the process of gaining the right way of looking at things. The grove is when we go, it's kind of like the hermit card. You go by yourself and you heal your wounds. And then you go outward refreshed, renewed. If we do not go inside to heal our wounds, this is why we're blocking, right? Because we don't want to. We're not healed. Simple. It is kind of simple. I don't need to talk no more about that. We go inside to heal, to create that second life, the new life that we don't know is there, waiting for us to heal. Our destiny is going to unfold some truths here. On top of that, we get chaos, man. Because of the truths that unfold here, in order to, by the way, get us on our path, there is going to be chaos. Now, I feel like the chaos is our resistance. It goes back to this energy in this card. Because we are successful in gaining resistance, so much so that it creates chaos in order to go forward in this new energy. But we're pushing you nonetheless, because the water is very, very forgiving, is what they said, and also very malleable. It is needed to go forward here. We cannot resist, right? Yeah, there's a resistance in the water signs to develop on a heart-centered way. Okay, I'll leave it at that. Now, on top of the success card, we have the temperance, and that is with our emotions, right? Tempering our emotions. During this time, so give me a moment. It's going to be trying on our emotional center, is the sense like this is one of the kicking and screaming that I get. Right? Because, okay, it's like, how many examples can I give of this? It's like, you know, I don't know. Where are we here? Give me a minute. Get a good example to get them in the zone. Uh, we have a child that doesn't want to get up and start daily activities, right? I don't want to go. I didn't want to. I want to stay out. Whatever. Right? They want to stay where they're at. They don't want to be forced to do anything. So the mother comes in and says, "No, you have to get dressed. We have to get going because we're go. You know, we got to go here." They're fighting tooth and nail to stay home, but they don't realize they're going to the park, and then there's popcorn, and then there's all these great and wonderful things. You know, there's like a jumpy castle. There's like, you know, what do you call that? Where you jump, yeah, like a jumpy castle, but the jumpy trampoline, all these things. There's all this playful stuff where we get to go and just experience great and wonderful things. The water signs do not know this is on the other side. They do not know that this is where the universe is trying to drag them. They're just in resistance. I don't want to go. I don't know what I'm going to, but leave me alone, that kind of thing. So the temperance is there to make you aware. They're going, this is going to have to be powered by ourselves. We are going to have to temper ourselves in order to understand what's going on here. Not to understand, but to, you know, the universe ain't going to do that for you. They ain't going to do your sit-ups for you, so you have to temper. In the emotional center, this is going to be a challenge. The growth, the healing, the new life that we want to move forward in, this is going to be a challenge as well. I feel like we've tapped into this enough. I think we're sick and tired of tapping in to the negative. This is why, right? So we just kind of are slowly have over time shut it out so we don't deal with it at all. And there is no real benefit there, even though we've conditioned ourselves to believe that if we avoid it, it does not hurt us. But it continues to block us from things in the future. On top of that card there, the Grove of Healing, we have the Eight of Cups. Yeah, there is. And a lot of fire, right? Taking action in a way of leaving the heart center. This is what's going on. We do not want to go in to heal ourselves because of this. It's going to create turmoil, and this is where we're headed, kicking and screaming. It is for our highest good that we heal so that we can go forward in a fresh, renewed energy and a clear energy where we're not bitter and resentful of people that come in our lives, this kind of thing. The earth signs are working on making new connections and inviting that in. The water signs are really stuck at the healing zone, refusing to heal and refusing and saying, you know what? Don't give me any connections. I don't care. I've had enough of this. This is what I'm getting from the water signs. A great refusal to tap into any emotionalism whatsoever. Okay, we're getting the picture. Okay, on top of the chaos. And because of this, we're just going to create chaos because we just do not want to heal in this certain area. There's a divine path here that's going to unfold and show you what it is that you need to see. And because of this, I feel chaos ensues. And on top of that, we get the Four Swords. So there might be some resting needed in order for us to have our fit. Basically, sorry, they give me a lot of pictures. Yeah, like a kid kicking and screaming, I don't want to go to Disneyland, I don't want to go on the ride, I don't want to go on the Ferris wheel. This is what I'm getting. Like, I don't, it's great and wonderful things, but we being stubborn, And cantankerous, really, is what I'm getting from the water sign. So here we go. There's chaos that's going to ensue because of this. Something is going to come forward for us that we need to see, and it may be an opportunity for healing. And, the water sign's going, absolutely not. I've had enough of this emotional stuff and get me out of here. And that chaos is going to ensue because that is just not going to go away. It's going to persist to a degree that we're going to need rest from it. And eventually, the universe is quite, hopeful. Well, not hopeful. They know. They're very secure in the fact that we will, everywhere we go, this is going to be there. So we're going to get tired. The universe is going to tire us out where we're going to have to lay in the grass and just give in to this healing. Either way, no matter how long it takes, it's gonna get done. So this is the thing, kind of like your homework. Well, you can sit there and pout all you want, but unless you do your homework, you just don't get through to the next stage. Okay. This is getting quite comical. On top of the temperance, are we still in view here? Get a bit over here. Okay. So on top of the temperance, again, the ability to temper our emotions to a degree, that we don't overblow things. And I feel like it's our temper period. We're gonna get angered by what we discover here, and it may be people outwardly making judgments toward us, but we agree with that. If it charges us in a way, we have to deal with that. Now, on top of the temperance, we have embrace the masculine. Sorry. Embrace the masculine. This may be what we're kicking and screaming against, The Lunar Queen, she's got secrets she wants you to see. And she has faith that they will be revealed. Even though we are struggling to keep things the way, I don't know if that's the way they are or just old ways of dealing with things. We want to bring that forward. But they're going, that's not for your highest good. It's not going to get you what you want. We are being quite successful in holding on to our old ways, okay? And then also they're going, this branches off, is we are going to make success here no matter. So what the universe is saying as well, we will gain success over your ability to hang on, which is quite fiercely. Temperance, right, is needed in this way to balance all of this out. So embrace the masculine. I feel like this may be also in an action-oriented way. You will be inspired to take action in some kind of way. You're going to resist it. But again, this is going to be something that comes at you tenaciously. It's just going to continue to come at you and come at you and come at you until you give in, is really what I'm getting. Body, mind, healing that needs to happen. The 8 of Cups. The water sign saying, absolutely not. I've done enough healing. I've had enough of this crying and whatever healing I need to do. I've had enough of it. They're saying, make a sacrifice here. They're saying a sacrifice of time to a lot to healing. This is what we're unwilling to do. We can always busy ourselves up a little more in a certain direction because it is nicer to do this in that way. Anyway, so making the sacrifice, I feel, is a sacrifice of time in order to what? To heal the body-mind complex so that we can go forward renewed and refreshed. So the next line here, the 4 of Swords, talking about chaos that's ensuing, man. Thank you. Sorry, that's the phone. Divine destiny, path to the divine warrior. There is something here that is going to unfold. The universe is going to work hard to repattern the mind and give you ideas and outlets where we can go. I feel like there's high resistance here from the water signs to tap into that. And because of that resistance, chaos will ensue because this is for your highest good. The universe is pushing you in that direction. We don't want to go, but we don't understand what's on the other end. The 4 of Swords, the universe is going to wear you down. It's really what's happening to a degree. You're going to need to rest from this. And then you will make the sacrifice. So whether you do it now, willingly, or later, unwillingly, it's still going to happen. Seek your destiny. Look at this. Divine destiny. That is your path. Your path is to learn this in order to come out free and clear on the other end. It's like a big birthing process. And the water sign is gone. Absolutely not. I'm not going through that canal. There's no way. It's painful. It's cold. It's da da da. But there's a whole wondrous world on the other end, right? That's waiting to be discovered. This is kind of what they're showing me. Okay. The geometry cards. Yeah. Interesting stuff. A great future and destiny here. Path that is awakening to the water signs. They're very resistant, but that's okay because the universe is more persistent and they will get their way. Embrace the masculine. I feel like there's some action that's needed to be taken. There's a refusal to do this from the water signs. On top of that, we get air, curiosity, and perception. There will be a great curiosity that will develop in these water signs. Their perception will shift. And because of this, it will take them in an area where they will be inspired to act. Okay, this is what I'm getting. This is how gently the universe is going to kind of throw you, even though... if it was on the earth, they're showing me the difference between the earth plane and is patience. The earth plane and the spiritual plane is the passing of time. Because on the earth plane, we get, you want the kid to go get dressed. And the passing of time, they just dawdle and they're running around naked. They're just, like going in the bathroom, hiding in the bathroom, hiding under the bed. Go get your clothes on. You're like, we got to go. It's time to go. You got to get to school, whatever. This is not happening, right? We get frazzled, we get flared out, we get mad, we get pissed off, we get fragmented. So this is what's going on. From the universe's perspective, they got all day. They got all eternity. They can wait. And it doesn't seem like a big amount of time. They just wait. And they know that on the earth plane here, the translation between the two, we will have our way. It's just a matter of how long it will take to get there. This is what you're getting. So it's kind of like Trump waiting on all these outlets to fizz out because he's got more money or more whatever, right? Anyway, I shouldn't go there. Okay, make the sacrifice. Again, wanting you to sacrifice your time. And again, this is not how we see it, is what they're saying. We don't see it as a sacrifice, but the water signs are seeing it's a great sacrifice. I have to stop and cry and heal. What for? It's unpleasant. I don't want to do it. I've done it in the past. I've done enough. I don't need to pay anymore, right? But they're going, this is an ongoing thing. We have to get used to that. No, right? This is the whole conversation I'm feeling. So making the sacrifice, that's the universal perspective saying, that we should do this because it's for our highest good. On top of that, we get the honeybee. Wow. Service, celebration, and sexual frenzy. Give me a minute. Oh boy. Okay. Oh man, that's from the depths here. Okay, give me a moment. Oh, I gotta edit that out. 8 of Cups. We have left something we put a lot of work and effort in. We did not want to sacrifice anything for this. We just were not fulfilled here as we see it, as we saw it from our perception, are limited, okay? Now, the honeybee speaks to working hard and diligently above and above everything. The bee works to please the queen. They're focused. They're going to make the honey. They're driven. There's an internal. It's like a little what do you call that? Locator. It's like I can't go very far from my path. I have to perform that. I have to do this. Now I feel like at this point when there's resistance, this is completely missing on them. So there's a sense of an inner pattern or an inner path that we need to follow here. That is going to rise. Yeah, it's going to rise to the surface to be seen and felt. It is being felt on an intuitive level, but it is getting harder and harder to resist this path of going in the right way. But they are resisting nonetheless. Now, I'm going to leave that sexual frenzy because that's more for the intimacy readings. I'm going to leave that out for now because really what's driving the energy here is we got to sacrifice something here in order to align with our path. We do not feel that we need to sacrifice this, so we are working to go without it. It will not happen. This is what's going on. Okay. Now, as we go into Seek Your Destiny, the whole future fated event here that is going to happen for the Pisces, Cancer, and the Scorpio, we have icosahedron talking about 20s. And I did get in one of the readings, 20s is significant. So around the 20th of a month, it's interesting that I have the live night on the 20th, but whatever. Transformation and water. We are in our element here, and there is a transformation that needs to happen, and the universe is quite secure in the fact that they can make it happen. It's just a matter of when. So just really what I'm saying here is they're going to get underneath a lot of stuff for the water signs and bring out inner depths here that will overcome their kicking and screaming. And because of this, we will develop in the areas we need to develop. And we will be able to take action from this. And it will feel, even though we got a little brat here going, I don't want to go. It's like suddenly they say, well, we're going to go visit the ferrets at the wildlife center or whatever. And then suddenly they drop everything and then they go willingly. It's kind of like that energy is what I'm feeling, because something is illuminated. Something is brought forth here. It creates chaos at first. But once we realize the effect, or there's something from it awakens something from a deeper center. That's all I can say. Okay. Man, what is the surrender card? Surrender to silence. Interesting. In quiet meditation or contemplation, let go and enter the stillness within. Silence can heal and replenish you. I feel like that's highly connected with the Grove card, right? The healing that needs to happen here. This is what they're accentuating. Tying it all up. Surrender to silence. That's going in. That's the healing. That's that. So we're surrendering to it. So the sense here maybe is the alone time. Like the exact thing that the water sign does not want to do. This is what they're asking you to surrender to. Just try it for a little bit and see if we don't, erupt. Because there's a great eruption here, because I feel like, here we go, the water signs have been clamped right down. Like, you get like a butterfly. They're showing me a butterfly flapping its wings, and then suddenly there's a saran wrap that just seals them right down. They can't flap, they can't move, they can't do nothing. This is where the water signs are right now. Why? Because we're not dealing with our emotional center. We shut it off, frankly, and we don't feel we need it. But is that for our highest good? No, it's not. But this is what we're dealing in, right? We're being stubborn in this way. More than the earth signs are just flowing into things. It's interesting because it's kind of like a flipperoo, really. If energetically, the prediction that I would make based on traits, water should flow in and out. It is not. It is being dammed up by universe because we're not healed. We're all muddy and full of shit. we can't, I don't mean that literally, but we can't flow properly because we're not healed. Yeah, this is what's happening. This is a great transformation that they want to clear up your water. They want to make it crystal clear so you can see bubbles, you can see all of the intrinsic things that it can do. It can move, free movement, all of that. They want to open that up for you. Planetary card. What do we have? Wow. Eclipse in Leo. Talking about compassion. What do you know, right? 29. 9 and 2 is 11. Shine brightly like the star that you are. So, Yeah, I don't feel a lot of these water signs really shining so brightly. Why? Because they're holding a lot of baggage, holding a lot of negative energy that they just don't want to work through. And unfortunately, we have to work through it to get through it, to release it in some way, shape, or form. A lot of what I used to do, they go, tell them. What I used to do when I was conflicted, or I knew enough that when I get angry and I start throwing dishes, like Rihanna would say, chucking dishes, when I'd start doing that, I knew that I had to backtrack somehow. Like, I got to a point where I realized that there was trigger way down the track, right? So when I would get to that point, unfortunately, that's too late, right? But when I get to that point, I would go back and I would realize that some part of me did realize that I had to do some healing. So I would put on these goofy, romantic, cheesy, sad, romantic movies, like that one with the book, the Notebook, yeah, that one. And you cry your ass, and then you feel a little better, and then you move on. And that's what I would do. Or I would go into the depths of whatever emotion that was leading me at the time, and it would just push me into, like, like a movie, or even music too can do that. You can bring on a song that erupts, great emotion, and then you just let that emotion flow. That's what they're trying to get these water signs to do. I've had my fair share of this, so I'm kind of relating to this. It's like, yeah, I'm sick and tired of crying, and I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. And do we have how much longer do we have to do this before good shit starts happening? Like, you know what I mean? This is kind of what I'm getting from this. So, the eclipse is stop and start energy. And that's compassion. So there's little bursts here and there, and that may be the compromised universe kind of. I feel these guys are there, and they got these like ray guns, and they're shooting shooting little sense of compassion. Just give them one little shot of compassion, or just give them a little arrow, or just give them a little dribble of compassion, and see how they handle that. And then just let them ease off of that. Just give them a little taste, and then as we move into that, we'll deal with it better. We'll realize the benefits better. Da da da. It's all comes down the line of growth and maturity in the heart center, and the Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. They're going heart center. I don't need it. Don't need it. Don't need it. Never had it up to now. Don't need it. And it only causes me pain because now I feel da da da. But what's going on is we didn't have the maturity of spirituality to pick the right path. So we were constantly butting our heads in the wrong path. That is why we had the problems we had. Now we have the maturity, the thought process of picking the right path. We can pick logically better than we could in the past. We know better, da da da. But we don't have the faith in the heart to deal with that. And that's what we got to translate. That's the translation that the universe is going to throw you into here, and give you an ability to take action from, and also want you to transform through the emotional center. Simple as that. So the eclipse in Leo, that's fire, that's action, and that's also about becoming more of who you are. There are little bursts of self-esteem coming through this water sign as well. If we go back in a few readings here, there was a realization through these water signs that, yes, I can make a decision based on what I've learned in the past. And even though it may hurt, I can deal with that hurt, and I have the confidence I can deal. And so then I move forward in that confidence. And this is what, we need to intertwine. Anyway, I go on for days. There's a divine path that wants to open up, and unfortunately the water signs are very resistant, but there's powerful fire energy going to inspire an action in the future here in order to get you along that path more cleanly. So take care, guys. Sorry for snorting. It was just I cannot possibly express everything that comes in my field, and they know my goofy sense of humor and what makes me laugh, and they just do that to increase my vibration, but sometimes it can't be said. Is what I'm saying. But anyway, announcements. Basically, basically, yeah. On the 20th, I'll be in for a live night. I will be making a commitment to do that once a month, around the 20th, 21st, 22nd, whatever, of each month, in order to give little micro readings out to the public for free. So join in on that. If you don't know when they are, have a check at my communities tab on YouTube here. And you may have to search through some music, but it will be in there somewhere of the next live night, because I usually post it right after I've done one. Like, so if I do one today, I would post tomorrow the next live night, da da da. So if you can join me for that, that'd be great. Take care, guys. Water, keep flowing. Take care, have fun, and be kind.